If you've been watching Sky News, you know it is on. The challenge to Sussan Ley's leadership of the Liberal Party that's been brewing ever since her disastrous mishandling of the hate speech legislation, but made so much worse by the party's death spiral in the polls. Now, if you think that sounds dramatic, the death spiral bit, well, it's real. Listen to these comments from the well-respected James Patterson earlier today as he resigned from Ley's front bench.
At the last election, which was the Coalition's most devastating defeat, almost 5 million Australians voted for us. They put their trust in us. Over the last 9 months, according to the most recent opinion polls, 2.1 million of those people have since deserted the Coalition. That's more than 200,000 votes a month. It's more than 50,000 votes a week. It's more than 7,000 votes a day. This cannot go on. If it goes on, there'll be nothing left of the Liberal Party by the next election. It's for those reasons that this morning I tendered my resignation to Sussan Ley to the leader of the Liberal Party, Sussan Ley.
Patterson, of course, follows the resignation last night of Angus Taylor, and more today have walked. Tasmanian Liberal Claire Chandler, John O'Doniam in the Senate as well, Phil Thompson, who will move tomorrow's spill motion in the party room, and I'll speak to him shortly. Matt O'Sullivan too, late this afternoon, Dan Tehan, Michaelia Cash and more. All MPs who said this must come to a head. We are drifting towards oblivion under the current leadership, and doing nothing is no longer an option. As Patterson said, this cannot go on. If it goes on, there will be nothing left of the Liberal Party by the next election. This morning, Taylor released a short clip on social media that's worth watching in full.
Our country is in trouble. The Labor government has failed and the Liberal Party has lost its way. I'm running to be the leader of the Liberal Party because I believe that Australia is worth fighting for. I believe we need strong and decisive leadership that gives Australians clarity, courage and confidence in providing a vision for the future. We must start by holding this failing Labor government to account for their total mismanagement of our country and advocate for solutions to the problems that Australians are facing. I'm dedicated to serving you, the Australian people, and giving you a strong alternative that re-enlivens the great Australian dream. I'm committing myself to the cause of restoring our party so that it can be the party that Australians expect and deserve. Because we're running out of time and Australia is worth fighting for.
You're not wrong, you're running out of time. It's no secret there must be a change at the top, and that Angus Taylor is the best of the options they have at present. You got a question though, why he would even want it? Because the mess they're in and the job ahead, to be honest, is daunting. At one level, the next leader of the Liberal Party has an impossible task. Unite a fractured party, maintain a disparate coalition, articulate strong alternative policies, revitalise a moribund Liberal Party organisation, win back disgruntled former supporters if you can, and withstand vicious abuse from the Green left establishment, plus a politically dominant, indeed arrogant Labor Party. At another level, though, a sullen electorate buffeted by falling living standards, fracturing social cohesion, and a sense that the world is dangerously upside down, could readily turn a deeply underwhelming and weak Prime Minister and an arrogant and incompetent government, it could turn them and put them into trouble. The Prime Minister, after all, is hardly untouchable. His divisive Indigenous voice was resoundingly defeated, and his treatment of anti-Semitism as a political problem to be managed away rather than a moral evil to be eradicated created the environment for our worst ever terror attack. All it should take to put this government, this weak government, under serious pressure is an articulate and reasonably energetic, clear and consistent critic of a poor government, who also has a vision for Australia where people can get ahead and buy a home, where immigration's brought under control, with those who come here expected, demanded to join Team Australia, where our abundant natural resources are dug up and fairly developed, and where all Australians are encouraged to take pride in what still is, for the time being, the best country on earth. If the next Liberal leader were to tell Australians that we are let down, we are great people, but we are let down by a bad government, millions would cheer, provided they are confident that the next alternative Prime Minister knows what he's bloody doing and means what he says. And provided that Liberal leader is also ready to admit that the Libs have to do better, that a weak Liberal Party has been part of the problem, and that ends from here on in. Because as much as we want a better government, people also want a better opposition too. And they want some contrition from the Libs that they have pulled the wrong rein and that they are now listening. Now, if Taylor wins as expected tomorrow, he will get one shot at this. So my advice to Taylor, you got to go for broke. And that front bench you've got now, or Sussan Ley's got now, it needs a clean out. Because when Taylor puts together his team, there could only be one qualification for a frontline position. Not how close you are or how much of a mate he is, not personal friendships, not factional solidarity, but a relentless determination to fight. Taylor's team must be 24/7 focused on developing credible policy, telling us why they're Liberal, why it matters to join the Liberal side, taking the fight up to the government and communicating simply and clearly every single day with the public. Now, he can't reward supporters if they're not up to it, nor can he afford to kneecap enemies that have got talent and work ethic, because I tell you what, talent and work ethic are in short supply. He can't sideline potential rivals as Lee did. That means Hastie and Jacinta Price on the right need a frontline job. So does Ted O'Brien and Tim Wilson on the left. Because to the extent that they succeed, so does Taylor. My instinct is that developing policy will be the least of Taylor's worries. He's the most economically literate person in the parliament and clearly understands housing, energy, immigration, budget, inflation and all the productivity challenges we face as a country. The danger will be lapsing into economic jargon and over-analysing issues rather than delivering a hard-hitting exposure of the government's failings, with a way forward that every Australian can understand and sign up to. Now, unlike Scott Morrison, who infamously quipped that he didn't think people cared much about woke, Taylor knows these issues, like our flag, matter. Likewise, the government's weak stand on anti-Semitism, radical Islam and gender. He can't avoid the culture wars, as this is the ground that One Nation has stripped away from the Liberal Party. So Angus Taylor must take all of these issues head on. After delivering their supporters a decade plus of disappointment. I get it. It's 11 minutes to midnight for the Liberal Party. But anyone who believes in stable politics and better government in Australia should wish Taylor well.